Okay, we are here. We are here. We are back. We are back. We are back for another episode of Beyond the Natural. Remember, if it isn't natural, it must be beyond the natural. Man, I'm beginning to think that aliens are more woke than us, right? Because why is it that we have to question these things? I'm seeing comments and inside of my own YouTube channel, Beyond the Natural podcast, and I'm also seeing uh, whenever there's a new segment about aliens release, we got the whole world just questioning, you know, the the legitimacy. Well, is it legitimate? Is it a real thing? But they tend to focus on the ones that are physical, I guess, or the ones that have been reported so far, and they want to know more and more about those, and just what movies and film has depicted about aliens and UFOs. They never try to dive down the deep side, or the wild side, so to speak, of um, of just aliens. And I think people are really missing the mark, and really missing the opportunity to really expand their mind, and really become truly woke. And that's why I asked the question at the beginning: is do we truly believe that aliens are more woke? But that's not the topic here today. The topic for Beyond the Natural podcast. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Beyond the Natural podcast on YouTube or any podcast app. If you're listening to this right now, or if you're viewing, however you're doing it, take that little link that's available to you. Make sure you share it around and around and around we go around the world. Share it to that favorite girl. Share it to that favorite boy. However you do it, but make sure you get the word out. We want to make sure people get the information that would truly not only entertain them, but also have them thinking more deeply about this whole topic regarding what we're going to be talking about today: interdimensional life forms. Ooh, that sounds like a fancy word, doesn't it? Is it a real thing? Are there such things as these life forms that are jumping in the multiverse, in the universe? They jump in different dimensions of like every universe there is, or they just making their way through time, like, is it a real thing? Okay. And before we get too far into that, let's thank our good friends over at North Bay Freight for all they doing. If you want to get in trucking, if you want to make some of that trucking money, driving those big old semis or cargo trucks. They got cargo trucks too. If you want to help America by delivering their goods and all that good stuff, join the North Bay Freight team. They are hiring right now. You can follow them on Instagram or on Facebook at North Bay Freight. We thank them for all that they do to sponsor our shows and provide great facilities for us. Shout out to North Bay Freight, of course. So back to the topic at hand. I almost about to wrap that, but interdimensional life forms, the ability to travel uh, through time at speed of light. These life forms that like are highly intelligent. What are they? So it really boils down to a few possibilities, like very narrow. The first two that people really should consider and really should think about is angels and demons. Fallen angels, aka demons, and angels, the ones that we know to be for us, and not against us, and then the opposite, the ones that like are just uh, have fallen from the dimension that they supposed to be in, and getting getting the charge to do good, has fallen and are here on earth among us. All right, so these different interdimensional life forms, like angels, they are a form of interdimensional um, beings, and the demons, because they have the ability to travel through the multiverse. They are able to appear and not appear. They are operating on a higher frequency that a lot of us are not uh, 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 are uh, operating in. That if we really expand ourselves and really awaken ourselves, we can reach that frequency level. Now, I have had the pleasure to be uh, blessed to see an angel in person, be touched by an angel, um, to be able to sense angel presence around me. I have also had an unfortunate experience, which is not so unfortunate, but it's quite a bit of experience to be able to experience fallen angels too, and demons. Um, I remember, being overseas in Kuwait during my deployment to Iraq. I was in Kuwait in my tent, and I could definitely see these demons trying to take possession of my body and of my soul. And I remember waking up seeing these hideous looking beings, who is not their fault, that that they here they were tricked to be here, or whatever the case may be, but they're definitely um, operating at higher frequency than what we are, because they're able to do certain things that we can't do. But whatever the case may be, I experienced that, and uh, boy, it's not pleasant whatsoever when you come across a fallen angel and able to see them, able to physically feel them. But these minions are always among us, if you can open your mind and really believe this. Try time travelers. Here's one. People from the future who has figured it out and are able to travel throughout time. There may be people from this earth, they may be from another planet, and we got these people who are now considered interdimensional beings or life forms that are able to travel to any time period they want to, and just be among us, and participate in the activity without disrupting the timeline. Makes me think about Loki. Shout out to Marvel for the Loki TV episode. So I'm a huge Marvel fan, in case you didn't know. But yeah, so they're able to travel throughout time, able to come back and for whatever reason and just absorb us, or they here for a field trip, they could be here for entertainment purposes. We don't know why they are choosing to utilize utilize uh, their highly advanced technology to come back here, or maybe they want to come back and visit a version of themselves, or it could be they want to visit their families, their ancestors. So, or just for research purposes, whatever they're doing it. And these life forms, which are maybe humans, maybe again another life form from another planet that is far more advanced, and are far further down the timeline than where we are. They're coming back here, and they visiting, and that's why you don't maybe that's why you don't get certain signs of these different life forms, uh, because they hear and then they're able to just leave, just like that, because of the type of technology that they operate on. And then Sasquatch. Yeah, so there's a lot of theories about Sasquatch, even about Bigfoot as well. That maybe Sasquatch and Bigfoot are interdimensional beings as well that are able to travel throughout different multiverses. So maybe that's why we have seen some different remnants of Sasquatch and a Bigfoot, but we have never actually got a chance to see a Bigfoot or Sasquatch. But what we do, what is pretty freaky, pretty crazy, is that people who have taken these trips using psychedelics or other DMT or other forms of drugs, they have been able to like actually be encounter a Sasquatch. Um, as part of their trip. So I don't know what that's all about. I won't go too far in that because that's going to require me some having a little bit more information to give you. Maybe who knows? I'll bring on an expert who can definitely guide us in the right direction of Sasquatch and Bigfoot. Those are the four from some of the four major ones that really come to mind for myself and for many others. But this whole multiverse. So you didn't heard me say multiverse quite a bit. So how do you even access the multiverse? How can you travel throughout the multiverse? So there's the Dr. Kaku, Michio Kaku. He believes that there's an invisible alien superhighway that you can travel down. Let that sink in for a minute. So there, so and it's pretty crazy because there was these I believe they were Russian astronauts. I think were they Russians. I think they were Russians, but for the most part, they actually witnessed these interdimensional life forms for about 10 minutes and seeing like this super highway kind of open up and then they just they was here right there in front of them. They could see them, and then they just left down the super highway and went somewhere else. So um this super highway is a crossover into other universes, and and Dr. Koku, he believed that uh, if we can, advance on the way we communicate, or try or attempt to make contact with something out there, whatever's out there, that we may be able to like get some guidance on how to find this invisible alien superhighway. Isn't that pretty amazing? Um, so Rabbi Ariel Bar the Tazdak, so I might be saying this wrong. He believes it really takes for us to bring all of our human consciousness together and unite, so that like if we can raise our human consciousness and then be united as one, we can ultimately tap into the rest of these different multi universes and all be joined together under this invisible these invisible universal laws that's all govern us in a spiritual and energetic way. So that's pretty cool to think. So we it's believed that we supposed to be thriving naturally among these beings and these life forms. We should be able to, if we can, definitely elevate ourselves in such a way, in such a level of consciousness. Um, so there's been a lot of look into researching how to combine the physical with the non-physical, because that may be a hint to how how these interdimensional life forms are doing what they're doing. It's going to take a new physics, of course, but ultimately, we need all to be more enlightened. And how do we do that? It's by staying open minded. It's by allowing for information outside of you and tapping into your higher self to step in and to allow you to be step into enlightenment. Um, there's this belief that we all are going to cross over to this huge enlightenment path, and and be able to walk this enlightenment path, and then that's when we'll be able to see these interdimensional beings more clearly and not miss out. And but for those who are are woken or had been had the spiritual awakening or are on this path of enlightenment, are already able to kind of tap into that, and through meditation and other various forms. I myself have like been able to like kind of get a glimpse of what it's like to kind of travel through different multiverses. But uh, I still myself have to continue to practice in my discipline of of enlightenment, which I'm just not there. I'm not even I'm not even practicing consistently enough to get myself there. But I know, having had some experiences, and had some different some contact with angels and these other different life forms that are crossing over. Um, I, with practice, I'm pretty sure I can get there, and with you could too. So if you want to look into more information about this, National Geographic has tons of documentaries and videos on this, and then there's tons of information on the internet that like can kind of back up the conversation we kind of had today. I'm your host, of course, Marcus Hart. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Marcus Hart _ official. Follow and subscribe to the podcast Beyond the Natural. Remember, if it isn't natural, it must be beyond the natural. Check us out on any podcast app like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, Google Podcasts, and all your other favorites. Or you can just head over to transformubroadcast.com. That's transform the letter U broadcast.com. You'll find more awesome information and more awesome podcasts that's going to help you get along your way. So yeah, that's all I got for you. Very short one coming your way today. Until next time, many blessings, peace, and lots of love.